I'm going to be looking into Payhero because I got a comment on the same. So we're going to check it out, see what's up with it, and try some practical implementations with this particular provider. So I'm right here at their homepage. I'm seeing what they're all about: payment automation, payment links, invoicing. So pretty much, if you've been a fan of the channel, you already know this when it comes to third-party payment processors. They almost always have the same kind of services offered. So let's just put them to the test and see what exactly they got going on. So when you get into your dashboard at Payhero, which usually you just come here and you just get over and just register an account, then you'll be able to log in and see a similar dashboard. Let's first go into the pricing because I think that will explain what I'm about to say. So if you go into the pricing, you can see the different charges they have per the amount that is being transacted. So this is actually incurred by you when you're getting paid. So what happens is, for you to be able to settle these charges, you'll not be able to initiate any transaction without topping up what they refer to as a service wallet. So you head over here in this pop-up and top up your service wallet with an amount which would be able to facilitate the transaction charges. Once you have that, then you should be up and running to be able to actually start receiving payments. But one more step before we get ahead of ourselves is a payment channel where you will be receiving these transactions. So to add your payment channel, you can either go for a till, a pay bill, or a bank account. So pretty much self-explanatory. If it's a till, you will enter your till number and just save it, and you will have it on your list. If it's a pay bill, you'll enter the pay bill number, so on and so forth. If it's a bank account, you'll enter that account number, and that's where you'll be receiving your funds directly. There are more options here that are, if you do not want to go for a code approach, you can have a link whereby you can share in bio so that people can be able to make payments directly to you. But here we are here to explore the code part. So let's go ahead and try to check out the STK push and make some implementation of the same. All right, so let's just get straight to it. Right here, I have a simple table that I've created to be able to store my transactions. So if I go ahead, I'll show you the SQL structure for this right here. So this is the SQL structure for the particular table that you see before you. Then I've opened this up with my local host. So as you can see, nothing in here. Then we have a folder set up with the index, a callback file, and some 2 images that I'm going to make use of. So let's just go ahead and get started. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to go ahead and style this. So create a payment form. So let's do some HTML tags here. And I'm going to call this my payment form. So let's quickly knock this one out. So in this form, I'm going to be using Daisy UI. So let me just head here into their documentation. I'm going to be using a hero section, which has a form. This should do. So I'm just going to grab this and paste this right here. Then we're going to get rid of some unnecessary details here. So like this, we're going to say process payments easily. Then for this p tag, I'm going to get rid of it completely. And I'm going to replace this with an image tag like that. Then in here for the source, I'm going to use the cache one. Then probably I'm going to set this width so that it's not extremely large. Let me do 300 pixels. That works. Then for this input fields, I'm going to do enter amount. enter amounts. No placeholder for this one, not really needed. Type, I'm gonna do text. Then for the name, we're gonna call this amount, and of course it's gonna be required. This will be phone number. Input type text. For the placeholder, I think I'm just gonna do 254 something. Yeah. And name, excuse me. So for the name, I'm gonna do phone underscore number. Get rid of this link. Then I'm gonna add an extra input field, and this is gonna be for external reference. So external, okay, we're doing stuff. External ref. Name, external underscore reference. That should do. For the placeholder, I'm gonna say pay for, I don't know, classes, something. The button, I'm gonna say make payments. Okay. Then I'm gonna make it type submit, so that I should be able to send data from this. And I'm gonna give it a name of submit, like so. Now we have this set up. Maybe let me go ahead and set up the theme. So you have several themes here that come with Daisy UI, but before you can go ahead and get to that, you need to install the CDN for us to be able to make use of this styling. So I'm gonna put that right here, and then just tab that here. Then up, all we now need is a theme. So themes, I'm gonna grab this. So for the data theme, I'm gonna use synthwave. Synthwave is not bad. Synthwave is actually not bad. Synthwave, like so. And let's see what we have here so far. Yeah, that is not bad. Let me just fix a few. Let me tweak something. Text is 5 extra large. Let's do 3. And then for this, let me put some styles. So I'm gonna give it a border radius of 10 pixels. And I'm gonna give this a width of 350. Refresh. Too small. 400 should do it. I don't know. Yeah, I like that. I like that one. That one works for me. So now let's go ahead and add the actual functionality. So if we head back to our documentation here, before we consume anything, we need to first authorize this. So as you can see, it's using the simple base64 encoding. So basically it takes in your username, password, it concatenates those, and then just encodes it. So let's go ahead, let's grab this. And then up here, babushka. So we have that set up. So I'm just gonna enter my credentials right here. I'll be sure to revoke this immediately we are done. So let me go ahead and enter those. I have this in notes. Yeah. So I'm gonna copy the username, the password, like so. And let's go ahead and see if we have this auth token. Yep, it does. It does. So now that we have the auth token generated, we can now go ahead and get into the STK push documentation. Let me just head back to the code and stop echoing this. That should be okay. So let's head back here. So just a simple breakdown of the parameters. You have the channel ID, which is what makes the system to be able to identify if you're getting paid to the bank, the till. So the actual payment channel that you provided is the one that's going to be used. The external reference is a unique one to track the transaction, which will be important later when we need to verify the status. So let's just copy this code first of all and try that out. So get rid of this. Yeah. So it's initializing Carl. This is the endpoint. Then this is the body. So what I'm gonna do here, I'm gonna test this as is for now. So let me go ahead and grab this. Like so. So let me go ahead and test this. And I'm gonna use the basic auth token right here. So I'm gonna replace here all this. I'm gonna replace all this by concatenating to the auth, basic auth token, like so. So that way it grabs the value from up here and then replaces it down here. So let's just test this. See. Okay, hold on. The number is still, that's not it. Okay. Now let's go. Give this one a run. So let me refresh this. And yeah, the STK push was pushed successfully. So now let's go ahead and have all this data to be populated from our form instead of actually being populated from hard-coded values. So let's modify it this way. I'm gonna get rid of this entire body here for the Carl fields. And then what I'm gonna do, I need this to run only when I've submitted this data. So I'm gonna go ahead and do an if statement here. I'm gonna do an if set, and then I'm checking if the if the submit button has been pressed to send this data via post. So let's check for that submit. And if that is so, let's go ahead and grab all this and place it in here. Okay, so this only runs if the post has been clicked. So here, let me go ahead and grab the values that I have from my form. So like from that, so let's go ahead and grab those. So the variable amount is gonna be from the post variable amount, like so. Then let me go ahead and duplicate this 3 more times. So this will be the phone number, and it's gonna be phone underscore number, like so. Then it's gonna be the external reference. So external underscore reference. I'm gonna be grabbing that from external reference. Like so. Okay. So now that we have this, I'm gonna go ahead and grab this structure right here. So I can be able to pass this information here in an array and then use it later on in the body. So if you're worried about this, we're just converting the value of the data that we receive. Because if we head back to the documentation, you can see that the amount is an integer, not a string. So we're going to be getting some string data from the form, but we actually need this as an int. So that is exactly what we are doing right there. So far so good. Phone number is being passed. External reference is being passed as well. We'll set up callback in a few, but for now, we should actually be absolutely fine. So let's go ahead and test that out again. So if I visit this, I should not be able to get anything. Then now once we enter the amount, enter the phone number, I'm gonna test and then I'm gonna make payment. And no dice, absolutely no dice. So let's try that again. I don't know where we went wrong. So if I to submit the form, okay, the form is not actually processing any data. So we're gonna give it the method of post, which is gonna be how the data is sent. We missed that. So as you can see, it actually sent all this data through the URL, which is nope, not what was desired here. So let's go ahead and check that out. Test. And yeah, we get the STK push right there. Okay. So that one is working quite nicely, but we might need to actually do a bit something with the message so that we don't have this displaying as this. So what I'm gonna do here, I'm gonna come here to the response. Right here, I'm gonna create a new variable called results. Sorry, I'm gonna create a new variable called results, which will be this response. So JSON is going to record this particular response. I'm gonna put a comma there. Okay. So now that I have this data, let me comment this out. Then I'm gonna do an if statement here. Then we're gonna be checking. So variable results and if is set variable results, and I'm gonna be checking for success. the result still every success is true. Then okay, we have a bit of a blunder somewhere. So if we set results and yeah, if that is true, then I'm gonna do variable message equals to a string. So Mpesa STK push initiated. Check phone to complete or something. That should work. Okay, so that's okay. But if this is not true, then variable message is gonna be STK push failed to initiate. This way it's like a friendlier looking message right here. But now if you try this, the message is not even initialized. So let's just go ahead and initialize message as an empty string. So I say variable message is gonna be an empty string, like so. Then we need a way to display this. So let me go into Daisy UI and see what element I can use. An alert would be nice. An alert would be nice. So this is solid. This is solid. So let's head back. So right here, I'm just gonna open up some PHP tags, and I'm gonna do an if statement in here. So I'm gonna say if message, so we actually have that set. And I'm gonna end this if statement. So end if, close that, and then babushka, paste our thing. So in here, I'm gonna do some extra tag here. So I'm gonna put a center. Then in here, I'm gonna place the message. So let's go ahead and echo this. So PHP echo that. So we're gonna echo. Then to save ourselves a bit here, use HTML special characters, and then we want to echo out the message. like so. And just close that. We format this a bit. Yeah, let's go ahead and see that. So one more dry run. Okay, before we go, let me fix this placeholder. It's out of pockets. Just 07 should be fine. So let me enter that amount. Test, make payment. And define the key success in online 48. So we have an error. Line 48. What have we done? So it's a typo. It's just a typo. It's a goddamn typo. Okay, try that again. Make payment. Okay. So it's actually initiating, but the message is not it. Okay, now it's working. Now it's working. Now it's working. I think we just refreshed it. That was the issue right there. So let me do another transaction just to be sure. Testing again. Make payments. So now that we have the STK push initiated, I'll now go ahead and show you how you can now save this to your database.